We're going into double digits now. Pretty good. Hello, my name is PokerFaceAvat and welcome to the 10th episode of This Week in Speedrunning. Let's see all the stuff that happened last week. Super Meat Boy Forever was one of the games in the spotlight in the previous episode. Johnny's sub 18 minute world record in any percent random seed category is what I talked about in particular. Back then I said that Johnny was expecting someone to get another sub 18 in the next couple of months. Turns out he didn't have to wait too long. Insane scored a time of 17:27 this week. Johnny told me Insane had always been dominant in the random seed categories and it was especially a matter of time for him to get to 17. One thing nobody was expecting though was such a low 17 right after Johnny's one, which by the way stood for only 11 days. This begs the question of whether a time of 16 minutes is now possible. According to Johnny, it seems like it's closer than ever, but if it ever happens, it will require an insane amount of grinding. Thousands of attempts made just 2 single 17s possible. Good luck to Insane, Johnny, and everyone else attempting a 17. Thanks to Johnny once again for helping me understand all of it better. A user named dlimes13 scored the world record in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. It's any percent on European extreme difficulty and on the Korean version of the game. In its description he mentioned that he now has a run in every category of the game and that it completes his journey. So as I guessed, and as many of you might have done as well, this could be like what, 5 runs, right? Well, as it turns out, he also meant every subcategory. So this could be a couple more. 73 runs spread across 4 Metal Gear Solid 2 editions. If that wasn't enough, he also has a run for every category and subcategory in the original Metal Gear Solid. All 42 of them. This is an insane collection. Huge shoutouts to dlimes for having the dedication to do it. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link is the sequel to the original The Legend of Zelda for the NES. It's one of the games where any percent isn't the main category as it's heavily glitched and the community seems to prefer other ones. Either way, its current any percent world record stands at just 16 minutes and 38 seconds. The run that achieved this time a couple days ago was this run from Dude.
Alright, Dark Link. Just give me a PB 40x 4x. Oh my god, 3x. Didn't expect that.
I couldn't help but notice that in just a little over the month, the time has been lowered by almost a minute. The main any percent route for the game used to be the so-called classic route, which had been used for years. The lowest time achieved with it was a 1734 by light. The issue with it was there was a moment in the route where one had to grind a lot of experience. It was done by just fighting random encounters. Right now a new route allowed for skipping this part entirely. This, along with being able to skip fighting enemies in Death Mountain and some other minor changes, made the run significantly quicker. Skipping grinding sections is always good, and let's hope the time gets taken down even more. Thanks to Dude for answering my questions. Ratchet Clank, the PS4 one, saw a new NG Plus world record from Aquafalls this week. Them and Zank Tokenite have been exchanging world records for about 2 weeks at this point. It's all connected to a new wrong warp discovery in the game. Whenever a player's weapon upgrades, they get a level up banner and the game freezes for a moment. However, the game keeps playing for 2 more frames when the banner is already on the screen. Breaking a Raritarium node in these 2 frames results in the game doing pretty much random stuff depending on what objectives and tasks the player has done so far. In case of the Kerwan planet, one can warp back to the ship and leave the planet nearly instantly, saving about a minute and 40 seconds in NG+. This is viable for all categories aside from all gold balls, but it's especially hard in any percent and it's not done there just yet. Since then, warps have been found for every planet, but currently only aforementioned Kerwan and Nebula warps save any time, with the latter saving about 5 to 6 seconds. The warp itself isn't a new concept. They have been happening to many people on random occasions and on all of the planets, but no one was able to replicate any of them. The only certain thing about them was that the weapon level up banner had something to do with them. The current world record is 24:29 RTA by Aquafalls that I mentioned in the beginning. The runner themselves said with a stupidly good run a 24:10 should be possible. They are not going to do more attempts though unless someone beats it. Good luck to all the runners and special thanks to Aquafalls for providing me with all kinds of useful information. I always appreciate it when speedrunners gather to create stuff together, be it marathons or any other idea that connects the people and makes them work together towards something new. I always try to support regional groups despite the fact that I probably don't understand the language. 3-1 Zach or 3-2-1 Zach is the new project from our German friends. They intend on creating YouTube content together, such as podcasts, streaming on Twitch, and many more. Be sure to check them out if you understand German. As for marathons, BSG Online 5 is happening this weekend starting today, that's 18th of June, and will go on until Sunday's evening. Thunderton 2021 is also happening this weekend. They started yesterday and will go on until Monday's early morning, at least from the Europe's perspective. And that would be all for this week. Leave a like if you liked the episode, the comment section is down below if you have anything to add, subscribe to not miss future episodes. The show also has a Twitter account at TWI Speedrunning, make sure to follow it, and if you have any news from your community, make sure to share it there with me. From all of us here at This Week in Speedrunning, thank you very much, and see you next week.